A Million Ways to Die in the West is a 2014 comedy film that was produced, written, and directed by Seth MacFarlane. Yes, this guy does it all. Not only that, he's starring in the movie. He plays this guy, Albert Stark. I admit, that's a pretty badass name. The character, though, not so much. He's kind of a loser. He's a farmer, but all he has is sheep. And he's going out with Amanda Seyfried, and she just ups and breaks up with him because he's a loser. And she's just like, I can't do this anymore. She starts dating Neil Patrick Harris, and this sends Albert into a funk. Until he meets Charlize Theron, who is actually determined to help him to prepare for a shootout with Neil Patrick Harris because Albert wants to get her back. However, obviously while this is going on, Charlize Theron and Seth MacFarlane start to fall in love with each other. The problem is, Charlize Theron is married to Liam Neeson, the baddest guy in the West. Now, what I thought of this film was, it was pretty funny. I will say that. And I know people who love Family Guy are probably just automatically going to love this movie alone because Seth MacFarlane created Family Guy. Me personally, I was more so looking forward to this movie because I don't really watch Family Guy. I've seen episodes here and there. I just like Ted. I thought Ted was funny. But I wanted to see if this guy could do it again, if lightning could strike twice. It's an interesting setting in 1800s, but still I wanted to see what he could do with a different type of comedy. And I'd say for the most part it works. I'm not going to say every single joke works. There were some jokes, maybe even too many jokes that you were kind of sitting there and you were like, they're kind of reaching there. And there were some jokes that went on for too long. However, there was plenty there that made me laugh. Like, Neil Patrick Harris might have been one of the funniest guys in this movie. Just him playing the douchebag asshole character who is just so smug. Just so funny the way he's being douchey to Seth MacFarlane because he stole his girlfriend. Charlize Theron is smoking hot. She is smoking hot. Newsflash, right? I know, but this woman, she's aging so well. And it's funny that Seth MacFarlane is so head over heels still in love with Amanda Seyfried, trying to get her back, that when Charlize Theron is right there in front of him, he just kind of sees her as a friend at first, and you're like, dude, this hot chick is being nice to you, she's teaching you how to shoot, you two are hanging out all this time, what's taking you so long to fall for her? Amanda Seyfried's cute, but it wasn't until they made a joke in this movie about her having big eyes that I kind of went, oh yeah, she does kind of have big eyes. Now, speaking of ongoing jokes that I think sometimes worked and sometimes didn't, like he had a best friend. This actor was also in Ted, pretty much playing the same guy, just this weirdo, awkward type guy who was a virgin. He was dating Sarah Silverman, who in this movie is the town whore. She works at a whorehouse, and her boyfriend, he'll literally just sit there and wait downstairs while she's fucking her customers. And they haven't had sex themselves. It's like there were some moments where it was just so ridiculous, but then there was other moments where it was really funny. Now, speaking of ridiculous, there were a lot of jokes here that kind of went too over the top and too ridiculous, and I just kind of was like, really, do we have to go that far? But that's Seth MacFarlane. I mean, the stuff that I hear he gets away with on Family Guy, it shouldn't be too surprising that in a rated R comedy he did some of the stuff that he did here. Liam Neeson is the villain, and I was worried at first, like, oh, don't make Liam Neeson a joke. This guy, he's a badass, he's one of the coolest guys to watch in action movies nowadays. Don't make him a joke. Thankfully, they don't. And seeing him play a villain was also very cool because I feel like I haven't seen that in a while. But he isn't in the movie a whole lot either. And speaking of, I guess, not being in a whole lot, this isn't really a spoiler because Ryan Reynolds, he always shows up in Seth MacFarlane's stuff, in cameos. And the cameo he has here is so funny. Now there's a couple of jokes that were in the trailer, and I remember when I saw the trailer and said, wow, this looks really funny. And then I kind of thought about it and said, why did they show so much of what looks to be some of the movie's funniest gags in the trailer? That's so annoying, especially with comedy. Because comedy, I guess it's hard to market just as hard as it is to review. Like, what do you say without feeling like you're giving away too much? However, there was one joke, I'll just say it was a Back to the Future joke. And I thought that was really, really funny. Luckily, the trailer didn't ruin that. And the joke with the huge ice cube, that still worked in the movie. So, again, A Million Ways to Die in the West, it's a comedy, so it's subjective. Either you're going to laugh really hard, or you're not going to be all that impressed. I personally laughed more than not. I do think this is a comedy that's worth checking out. I enjoyed it for what it was. There was a point towards the end where I thought it was going a little bit too long, but luckily it didn't go past the 2-hour point like, I don't know, say Adam Sandler's movies. Not bashing Adam Sandler. I'm not making this an Adam Sandler versus Seth MacFarlane thing. I'm just saying sometimes that could be annoying with comedy movies. My rating for A Million Ways to Die in the West, I'm going to give it a matinee. Definitely go check this out in the theater at an early time for a cheap price, and I think you will be completely satisfied. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you have any interest in seeing A Million Ways to Die in the West. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Later!